Coming up on News 3 at 10, we head left of the dial, the story of Madison's college radio station. And there's a new way to give back to veterans, one drink at a time. And the beautiful weather has a lot of people spending time in the sun, but Consumer Reports shows us the best ways to prevent skin cancer. News 3 at 10 starts right now.
This is News 3 at 10.
Good evening, I'm Amanda Quintana. Thanks for watching News 3 at 10. This weekend, alumni are resurrecting WLHA, a UW-Madison radio station that began in the 1950s. They flew in from all over the country to take over WSUM, and that is the current student radio station. Rose Schmidt is here to share some of their favorite memories with us. Rose?
Hi, Amanda. These alumni are on FM radio this week, but they're taking a trip back to the days when AM was the dominant force in the business. Budgets were tight, but they were never tight on personality. That's why they've come back for a 64-hour marathon weekend filled with hand-picked music, contests, and stories from the good old days.
WLHA, monophonic melodies all day and all night.
We were just a carrier current radio station broadcasting to a handful of dormitories.
But for these guys, WLHA was much more than a college radio station.
This needs to sound exactly like this could be any big radio station in America, and we got a kick out of doing it.
It's the place where Kevin Peckham and Kevin Rupert started their lifelong friendship back in the 1970s.
We were the first station to do traffic reports in Madison. That's right. I used to do them from my dorm room.
This weekend was a chance to recreate their classic jingles, promos, and slightly corny jokes.
One of our famous contests was we gave away a free Toyota. Well, that's what it sounded like we were giving away. We were actually giving away a free Toyota. Hey, the grassroots there on the big 64.
Lee Harris has a voice pretty much made for this business.
WLHA, Lee Harris with you this afternoon. Let's get a weather check.
When he was 18, he sounded much like that.
Lee has worked in radio all over the country, the last 25 years on CBS New York.
You're going to enjoy what we have for you this afternoon.
He flew to the Badger State from New York to host his own show on WSUM on Saturday night.
People ask me, hey, what are you going to do on your vacation? I go, oh, I'm going to go out and play radio. So they think I'm pretty nuts, but I don't care.
His show's theme?
That's how we used to do it back in the day. Steam-powered radio. It's like flying a biplane.
Using the same equipment they used in Madison in the 70s.
We did it with turntables. We did it with tape. We did it with boards that looked like somebody's old washing machine.
They all know that many things have changed.
Back then, to be a film editor, let's say, was a high-paying union job. And now 9-year-olds can edit film, and some of them do it pretty well.
But they also know...
Because it's not all about the music, because fundamentally any radio station in America can play the same music that any other radio station plays.
That some things never will.
Not everybody likes it. Some people just want us to shut up and play the music, and they're not going to get that from us.
You can tune in to 91.7 FM until 2 a.m. on Monday to hear WLHA alumni. They're also making appearances on State Street and the UW campus, getting listeners to play trivia challenges. You might even win a $2 bill for playing.
All right, thank you so much, Rose. Well, it looks like they'll have a pretty good vacation here. Let's turn it over to Gary Canalti with your first alert forecast.
Hi, Amanda. It was fun to see Kevin Rupert, our chief engineer, there, too. They're having a great time. We're having a great time because the weather is so nice. Skies have been sunny all day today. It's clear tonight, and the weather is very comfortable. Low temperatures this morning start out in the upper 40s to the lower 50s. It's been a while since it's been that cool at night. And high temperatures were in the upper 70s to the lower 80s. Here in Madison, we actually had one of the cooler temperatures around at 79. Current temperatures are now mainly in the mid to upper 60s, and with the dew point temperatures in the middle 50s, that's about how low we expect temperatures to drop for tonight. So look for skies to be mainly clear overnight. Tomorrow we'll see plenty of sunshine. Temperatures will start out in the middle 50s just before 7 a.m., but look for a high tomorrow, a little warmer at 84, but the humidity levels will still stay low. That's your first alert forecast.
Thank you so much, Gary. In Rock County tonight, a 28-year-old man is recovering after an attempted homicide early this morning. 24-year-old Christopher Barker is in the Rock County jail tonight after shooting the 28-year-old in the shoulder on the 1100 block of Grandview Avenue in Beloit near St. Lawrence Avenue. He was later arrested at a residence on the 200 block of Moore Street near the Wisconsin-Illinois border. Barker was also wanted by the Milwaukee County Sheriff's Office for a substantial battery warrant. The incident is still under investigation. A family is mourning the death of their 13-year-old girl tonight after she was caught in a rip current in Lake Michigan.
They got one girl out. She's unresponsive. We just called an ambulance for them, and the other one is still in the water. Does anyone see the other person?
Chicago police say the girl was swimming at Loyola Beach around 7:30 last night when both she and a 14-year-old girl were caught by a current. The 14-year-old was rescued and taken to a hospital where she's expected to be okay. It took about an hour for the 13-year-old to be located by authorities who found her unresponsive. People protesting gun violence shut down a highway in Chicago today. The northbound lanes of the Dan Ryan Expressway were closed to traffic for several hours. The demonstration was organized by Father Michael Fledger of St. Sabrina Church. Father Fledger regularly holds a peace march on Friday nights, but said he wanted to do something to bring attention to gun violence in Chicago. He said he also wanted to focus on the need for better schools and employment opportunities on the south and west sides. Protesters say they are tired of gun violence.
I had a co-teacher shot of mine before. I had students calling me while they're being shot at. I have kids wearing buttons left and right about kids that have been killed. I'm tired of it.
It doesn't matter to me. I live in this generation. We got to send a message. If nobody do it, who's going to do it? We got to.
State police and protesters made a deal beforehand that they would only close down 2 lanes of that expressway. New tonight, a rescue mission to save the teenage boys in Thailand could be happening any moment. Thai authorities are asking media to leave the area around the entrance of the cave where 12 boys and their soccer coach have been trapped for 2 weeks. It's fueling speculation that a rescue mission is about to happen. Dozens of divers have arrived at the cave, and officials say heavy monsoon rain could make it even more challenging to rescue them. The boys became stranded when they went exploring in that cave after a practice game. In California, people are once again dealing with wildfires. A local state of emergency is ordered in Santa Barbara County due to raging wildfires that have left several homes burned and hundreds of people evacuated. The so-called holiday fire has damaged or destroyed about 20 structures and is threatening hundreds more. So far, the fire is only 5% contained. There is no rain in the forecast for the next several days, which is not helping firefighters out at all. Firefighters are investigating an early morning fire on the 500 block of West Washington Avenue near Bassett Street. Officials say around 4 o'clock this morning, they responded to a call reporting flames coming from a residence. The firefighters are still trying to figure out what caused that fire. 5 people living inside the building were able to get out safely. No word yet on the extent of the damage. We're learning more information tonight about a fire in Monroe. Fire Chief Dan Smith says it took 6 hours for firefighters to put out a major fire inside of a shed last night. No one was injured, but authorities say it could cost about $1 million in repairs. Highway 69 is reopened today after officials closed it to accommodate the large fire crew response. We now know the name of the man who died after crashing into a dump truck this week. Robert Miller from Texas was driving on Highway 14 near Highway 140 in Rock County when he crashed into the truck. Miller died at the scene. The driver of the dump truck, a Fitchburg man, was taken to the hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. That crash is still under investigation. A new flavor of whiskey currently aging in barrels will be used to help veterans. The Wollersheim Winery and Distillery in Sauk City is making 3 barrels of whiskey out of red, white, and blue corn. The percentage of each color of corn matched the percentage on the American flag. And Wollersheim co-owner Philippe Coquard is from France and says he always remembered the American soldiers who helped his people.
I was always drawn to help World War II vets, and now we are helping all the vets. So that's helping the vet has always been very close to my heart.
The whiskey has been aging for about 2 years and will be ready for release next year. Those at Wollersheim plan to raise more than $20,000 for veterans in Wisconsin. Family separation at the nation's southern border may be coming to a close, but some people's frustrations continue with immigration policy. One Madison nonprofit is thinking that cake might be one step towards a solution. Gather Madison held a cake sale fundraiser for charity today, an idea they say came easily to them.
We've just wanted to do something timely to help kids and their families. And we were like, well, we all love making cake, and we can make some pretty delicious cakes, so what if we have a cake sale? And it was just kind of that organic and easy.
Organizers say they are expecting to raise a few $100s, and proceeds from the fundraiser are going towards the Florence Project, a charity that provides legal services to those in immigration custody since they are not provided with a government attorney. Happening right now, it's like NASCAR for cyclists, and you may not have heard of it. It's called the Criterium. It's just one of the events featured at the Fitchburg Festival of Speed today. In it, bicyclists do laps around a closed circuit at speeds averaging around 30 miles an hour. It's proven to be a spectacle even for the festival's organizers.
I'm most excited for the Criterium. I want to see these guys racing as fast as they can. And then, of course, you know, it's Wisconsin. I'm really looking forward to a cold beer and listening to some music tonight.
This is the first inaugural celebration for the Fitchburg Festival of Speed. It also included multiple events, a 5K, a 25-mile bike race, and free music. Of course, races just wrapped up about an hour ago. Coming up next on News 3 at 10, hot weather may make it a fun time to hit the boat, but did you bring your sunscreen? Next on News 3, Consumer Report shows the best sunscreen options available. Welcome back. A cattle show is bringing hundreds of cows to the Alliant Energy Center this week, but these aren't the dairy cows we are used to in Wisconsin. The Junior Angus Show puts a single breed of beef cattle on display, all shown by members who are 21 years of age or younger. And to one member who has been presenting at these shows since he was a child, there's just nothing like it.
It brings together everybody that has a common passion about Angus cattle to one place and make these lifelong friendships that honestly have stuck with me ever since I started them when I was 9, 10, 11 years old, all the way up till today.
1,800 herds of cattle are at the show. Angus cattle is known for its high-quality beef, a point of pride for event organizers. And if you want to see the cattle, the show begins this Tuesday at the Alliant Energy Center. Nearly 5 million people are treated for skin cancer in the United States every year. This makes it the most common form of cancer in the country, but it's often preventable. Consumer Reports offers 3 simple steps to avoid skin cancer this summer and beyond.
About a third of American adults get sunburned each year. And if you've spent any time in the sun, chances are you have a sunburn story to share.
It's hard to sleep because your back kind of hurts.
It was very painful, though. When I got up the next morning, I was like in bad shape.
My skin got pretty red and started peeling. It was very painful.
Sunburns can increase your risk of melanoma, the most dangerous form of skin cancer.
It's very important to understand that skin cancer is preventable.
The best way to avoid skin cancer is to shield yourself from the sun's ultraviolet rays. The first step in skin cancer prevention is to use the right sunscreen and apply it properly.
Consumer Reports recommends using a sunscreen with an SPF of at least 40 that contains chemical active ingredients such as avobenzone, and you want to put it on 15 minutes before you go outside.
It's also important to remember that sunscreen can't give you 100% protection. So the second step in skin cancer prevention is to always use clothing to cover your skin. Sunglasses to protect your eyes, and wide-brimmed hats to protect your ears and the back of your neck. Step 3. Seek shade like a beach umbrella or a leafy tree, especially during midday hours. The sun's rays are at its strongest between 10 a.m. and 4 p.m. during the spring and summer, and 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. during the fall and winter. And even if it's cloudy, up to 90% of the sun's harmful UV rays can penetrate your skin.
You need to prevent sun exposure on a daily basis because the sun is out there with you and it's attacking your skin the same way that it will do if you're at the beach.
This is Madeline O'Neill for WISC News 3.
Now, if you do get sunburned, Consumer Reports recommends taking a cool shower or bath, use a soothing lotion like aloe vera, and take an anti-inflammatory like aspirin or ibuprofen. Also drink plenty of water, and if the burn is severe, you should see a doctor. Well, it looks like we're all going to need some sunscreen the next couple of days.
Yeah, lots of sunshine actually through much of the upcoming week. I don't see much in the way of thicker clouds that would block out the sun, and certainly temperatures will stay on the warm side. You can see how sunny it was today across the state. Hardly a cloud to be found anywhere. So if you weren't in the shade, you were in the sun. But as you take a look at the high temperature trend over the next 7 days, every day we're expecting temperatures above the average high of 82. A few days just a couple degrees above it, especially toward the end of the week. A little bit more, closer to 90 degrees. Live view from the Edgewater Skycam in downtown Madison. Pretty out there this evening, and it's very comfortable as well. Our high temperature today, 79 degrees, actually 3 degrees below normal. Our low temperature, 50, 11 degrees below normal. And right now we're sitting at 66 degrees. The skies are clear, the air is calm, and the humidity at 65%. Dew point temperature is in the middle 50s tonight. As we look out in the Atlantic Ocean, this is Tropical Storm Beryl. Still quite a distance from the Caribbean islands, but the latest forecast track from the National Hurricane Center moves it toward the west-northwest and then eventually weakens it into a tropical depression as it passes just south of Puerto Rico. They're keeping a close eye on this because obviously after being hit with a couple of major hurricanes last year, looks like Beryl will probably bring quite a bit of rain, but hopefully not too much in the way of wind. As we check out the weather track around the country, you can see here in the upper Midwest, skies have been clear. In fact, most of the central part of the country almost free of clouds because high pressure not only near the ground but also aloft as well. There is a tropical weather disturbance off the coast of the Carolinas. This could also become a tropical weather system, but it would move out into the Atlantic Ocean and should not affect the United States. In the Pacific Ocean, the jet stream kind of buckles a little bit, but becomes a little more southwesterly as it approaches the west coast of North America. Of course, we've been talking about wildfires through California. They're still sitting high and dry, not a lot of moisture heading in their direction. But around here, this high pressure system located just off to our east, pretty much controlling the weather across the entire Midwest. And you can see how the winds kind of spread out and away in a clockwise direction from the center of that high pressure system. There's a weak cold front to the north and west. This front really doesn't have much of a temperature contrast across it. In fact, temperatures are even a couple degrees warmer behind the front, but at night they'll drop off quite a bit more because the dew point temperatures there fall off into the 40s, whereas ahead of the front, they're in in the lower 70s. So there is a little tongue of humid air that'll probably develop into some thunderstorms in northern Minnesota and the eastern Dakotas tonight into tomorrow. But as you look on future track, the best chances of these thunderstorms will stay up to our north, because eventually as that front sags to the south, it loses a lot of its punch. The winds don't converge or come in from different directions. They're kind of running parallel to the front, so that weakens the thunderstorm threat. So it's possible this front may come through dry on Monday, and then after that we're back into drier air with temperatures still in the mid-80s as we head into the middle part of next week. So for the overnight hours, mostly clear, pleasant, daybreak temperature dropping to 56. Tomorrow, a mostly sunny and warm day, a couple degrees warmer than today with a high temperature of 84. On future track, those temperatures drop off into the middle 50s overnight. Tomorrow, plenty of sunshine, high temperatures in the middle 80s. Tomorrow night, those temperatures drop off into the middle 60s, and then look for high temperatures to be in the upper 80s on Monday before that cold front comes through and the winds shift around to a more northerly direction. 7 to 10 day forecast, those temperatures pretty much in the mid 80s through the middle part of the week, but notice we don't have a humid word in there for Monday or for Tuesday and Wednesday. And then after that, Thursday, the humidity starts to come back, a slight chance of a shower or thunderstorm, a little better chances next weekend, but high temperatures generally in the upper 80s, maybe a little cool down at the start of the following week.
All right, I like the little cool down.
I do too.
Thank you so much. Well, an eventful evening at Daytona. We'll show you who took the checkered flag. That's coming up next in sports.
Well, Ryan Braun was a late scratch this afternoon due to tightness in his right side. Hernan Perez getting into the lineup in his place. Now, Braun did make an appearance in the 9th inning for the Brewers' final at bat. In the game against the Braves today, we jump ahead to the 7th inning. Brewers down 1-0. Brad Miller chopping one up the middle. Dansby Swanson doesn't quite get there, so Perez scores. Brewers cutting the deficit in half. But in the 8th inning, the Braves bats getting the best of Mike Zagorski. Freddie Freeman going deep to center field there, losing his helmet on the way. RBI triple, 3-1 Atlanta. Next up, Nick Markakis will get one all the way back to the right field corner. Back-to-back triples for the Braves to make it 4-1. Brewers lose today, 5-1, the final score. Gorgeous day at Wrigley Field as well today. Cubs looking to even the series against the Reds. Fast forward to the 8th inning. Cubs down 1. Javi Baez grounding to the mound. Beats the throw. RBI single to tie it up at 7. Next up, Anthony Rizzo. He'll ground out at first, but Ben Zobrist scoring the go-ahead run. And the Cubs come from behind to win it against the Reds. 8-7, the final score. World Cup action getting good now as we head into the finals. England and Sweden. First half, Ashley Young, Manchester United guy, taking the corner there. Harry Maguire with a header for the goal. 1-0 England 30 minutes in. Same score here in the second half. The setup for Dele Alli. A header for him as well. 2-0 England, and the British eliminate Sweden for a trip to the semifinals for the first time in 28 years. They will face the winner of Russia and Croatia. We needed penalty kicks for this one after it was tied in overtime. Daniel Subasic. One-handed save there, literal one-handed save on Russia's first attempt. Then this one's for everything. Ivan Rakitic, it is good, and Croatia beats the host country Russia 4-3 in PKs. They will play England in the semifinals on Wednesday. Coke Zero Sugar 400 at Daytona. Multi-car crash during stage 2 on lap 55 here. Ricky Stenhouse Jr. in the 17 tapping Brad Keselowski in the 2, triggering a 20-car collision involving pretty much everyone, including Jimmy Johnson, Denny Hamlin, Chase Elliott, etc. We needed overtime for this one. Overtime number 2 for a winner. Pretty much no one left there, but 22-year-old Eric Jones crossing the finish line first to take the checkered flag for his first career win at Daytona, too. What a big stage. Martin Truex Jr. in second, AJ Allmendinger rounding out the top 3. We've got the sausages at Miller Park at Progressive Field. They've got the hot dog race. In today's A's Indians game, the onion hot dog swinging her purse. How rude. At the ketchup hot dog. He falls, tripping the mustard hot dog. All this collision there. Wins the race despite some unconventional tactics. Now, we were just talking about, they have the hot dog race there, but at Miller Park they have the brat race. You have the Italian, you have the brat, you have all different kinds there. I think it's like a regional thing, right? Because we were talking about how we'd never had a brat until we'd moved to Wisconsin.
Yeah, and we're both from California.
Yeah.
So.
I had a brat in Europe, though, before so that counts, right?
Yeah,
Something.
Maybe. I still haven't had one here. Don't hold it against me.
You haven't?
No.
All right,
I'm looking forward to it. All right, we will be right back. Well, we're talking baseball, we're talking brats, just because we're having a fun time. But
hot dogs, you know, good old Chicago hot dog goes a long way too. We can't.
Yeah.
But
brats are really great, though. I think brats are pretty great.
No argument from me.
Gary is not a fan of the hot dog race, but we think it's pretty fun.
Well,
sausage race is my favorite thing at Miller Park.
It's entertaining. I'll give you that.
Okay,
but you never see it at Wrigley Field.
Yeah, and it's going to be a great weekend for a ball game, sitting out in the sun.
Yeah, lots of sunshine, temperatures on the warm side, but the humidity level's still not too bad. Look at these temperatures right now, mid-60s, very comfortable out there. For tomorrow, look for a high of 84. A little more humidity for Monday with a high of 87. I think we'll stay dry. Thunderstorms will stay up to our north, and then a little less humidity for Tuesday and Wednesday with highs in the mid-80s. Upper 80s for the end of next week, maybe some rain chances, but not a lot. And then a little cool down for the beginning of the following week.
Great, summer nights. All right, thank you so much.
Download the new Channel 3000 app and get alerted on your mobile device the minute news breaks. Wherever you go, be the first to know with Channel 3000.